Hello, friends. So for today's daily read aloud, we're going to just do a quick reading from our book, Fables. We know that fables just means short stories that give us a moral or a lesson at the end and that convey a meaning. So we're focusing in on and we're zooming in on our main idea and details. Now, as a whole, as an entire book, this book, the main idea is that it's about fables, right? But we have on every page a different story. So, what's really cool about main idea and details is a lot of the time, the main idea is right in the title. So, can you tell me at home what the main idea is by reading the title? Well, if you said the bad kangaroo, you were correct. So, let's zoom in and focus in on the picture. Based on that picture, we're going to think about what kind of details do you think is going to be in this story that goes along with the bad kangaroo? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read. And at home, we're only focusing today on main idea and details. I want you to think of any details that I'm reading that we could add to our main idea. There was a small kangaroo who was bad in school. He put thumbtacks on the teacher's chair. He threw spitballs across the classroom. He set off firecrackers in the laboratory and spread glue on the doorknobs. Your behavior is impossible, said the school principal. I am going to see your parents. I will tell them what a problem you are. The principal went to visit Mr. and Mrs. Kangaroo. He sat down in a living room chair. Ouch! Cried the principal. There's a thumbtack in my chair. Yes, I know, said Mr. Kangaroo. I enjoy putting thumbtacks in chairs. A spitball hit the principal on his nose. Forgive me, said Mrs. Kangaroo, but I can never resist throwing those things. There was a loud booming sound from the bathroom. Keep calm, said Mr. Kangaroo to the principal. The firecrackers that we keep in the medicine chest have just exploded. We love the noise. The principal rushed for the front door. In an instant, he was stuck to the doorknob. Pull hard, said Mrs. Kangaroo. There are little globs of glue on all of our doorknobs. The principal pulled himself free. He dashed out of the house and ran off down the street. Such a nice person, said Mr. Kangaroo. I wonder why he left so quickly. No doubt he had another appointment, said Mrs. Kangaroo. Never mind, supper is ready. Mr. and Mrs. Kangaroo and their son enjoyed their evening meal. After the dessert, they all threw spitballs at each other across the dining room table. Oh my goodness, is that an interesting story, friends? So can you think of a couple details that happened in the story? But before we do that, let's think about and make a prediction on what you think the moral or the lesson of the story is. All right, so let's go ahead and read that. A child's conduct or behavior will reflect the ways of his parents. So I guess you can say the kangaroo learned it from his parents. So now let's focus in on details. Now remember, details are not your own words. So we can look at this picture and summarize what we read. We can say something like, well, the kangaroo was a very naughty kangaroo, and he did not follow any of the school's rules. And he didn't follow the rules at home either. Or he followed what his parents were doing, right? So that would be using my own words. Now, that's not the same as finding the details. We're finding details based on the text. It has to be in the text, not coming from our own mind and our own words. So I'm going to pull out one detail. So the principal sat down on something. Can you remember what that was when he visited his home? It was a thumbtack. That's just one detail from the story we just read. Another detail would be when the principal was trying to leave. He couldn't leave because his hand got stuck to the doorknob. What was on the doorknob? Glue put there by Mrs. Kangaroo. That's another detail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this read aloud. I know I did. And we'll be back next time for another read aloud from our book, Fables.